Right with the My Sexy Business team. I am back with another amazing guest today. And I have to tell you, this girl is rocking the entire world, not just her little state of Florida, but the entire world. She's a world traveler, and she is I'm going to have to read it because it's a tongue twister. She is a cross-cultural champion of people, which I totally agree that she is. She's a wellness enthusiast. She is the owner and host of a business page on Facebook called Everyday Wellness. And she has amazing insight into basically a joyful wellness and not just, I'm working out, but it's such a joy to watch her on camera and to hear her wisdom that she pours out on her daily posts. She also, I want to make sure I've got all this right. She's also encourages people to be intentional wellness pursuers. So she is equipping people so they actually can take control and learn how to be well. So I love it. Welcome, 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 Miss Heather Meades. I'm not sure if we've lost sound. I'm not hearing anything. You guys might be hearing something, but I am not. I may end up, if you can hear me, Heather, you may have to log off and back on one more time. We have had some technical difficulties today, and it just is what it is. We're not giving up and we're not giving in. We're going to continue to, to push through, but there is no sound coming through my side. Okay, she's logged off. As soon as she logs back on, hopefully it will fix the problem. I hate it because she's like such a powerhouse. I don't want to miss a word of what she says. Okay, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim, so much for asking me to be a part of your space today. I am honored to be here.
Well, I'm honored you said yes. I really want to just get down to the meat of this because I think you have so much value to give to all of the My Sexy Business followers. And that is the main ingredient in a successful business is
serving.
I love it because that is exactly right. If you don't learn to serve your clients and customers in the right way, you won't have your business for long.
You are absolutely right about that. And I think that's just in life in general, from in our home to around the globe. If we don't have a heart to serve, we limit ourselves.
Yes. I so agree. Now, can you give us a description of what serving looks like? Because we can kind of give a definition of, with words, but I want to know what the picture of serving looks like. What does that really look like in business?
I think serving looks like something beyond yourself. It's bigger than yourself, but it's a place of intersect with other people who have a need and you have something to offer. And it comes down to being genuinely caring towards the other and what their need is. And it's doing it in a but not expecting anything in return.
I love that because, business really, if you had to define what business is, it's solving a problem. A business is solving a problem for someone, and that's why they pay you. They need a solution. You have the solution, so they pay you, and there's a transaction that happens. But if you stop at the transaction and you're only selling stuff, that's not really a sustainable business, because you're going to have to chase people constantly to get people to buy things.
You are
And
absolutely right with that.
and I love the way you handle your page. You do have a product to sell, but very rarely do we know that, as far as you're not on there, telling us buy first and then I'll tell you the secrets. You're telling us the secrets, and you're giving us ideas of tools that you use.
Yes, and I'm hoping to drop some curiosity, breadcrumbs of curiosity along the way.
Yes. Well, you are partnered with an amazing company. I mean, I do know something about them, and I am impressed with that company in general. But I think the thing that impresses me the most about you is the fact that you really care if people are well, not just buying your stuff.
Yes, I do care about people's wellness. And I think it came out of my own personal journey of living on the other side of below the wellness line. I found myself in a bad state. And when I got the tools to be well, then I couldn't help but fall. And so it goes beyond product, which my company has amazing products, but it goes beyond product, and it goes to a place of deep desire for other people to be well and thriving and enjoying life the way they were created to.
I love that. I love it that, not that you were below the line of wellness. I like how you put that. But the fact that you really can relate to people when they message you and have a concern, they're fatigued, or they're not sleeping well, or their allergies, they have allergy problems, or because I've heard you talk about different solutions to those particular problems. Um, I I love it that you are. What is that? It's multifaceted. Is that a multi-passionate? You're a
Yes,
multi-passionate entrepreneur.
that is a good way to put it, because actually, I have to remind myself, and I have to remind my viewers, I am not a doctor. I don't treat or diagnose. But if I've had an experience personally, then I feel like I can share out of that experience the solutions that I found for myself. And I think, in honesty, that is okay.
Well, I love that you put the disclaimer, because if you're not a doctor, we shouldn't diagnose anything. But I love the fact that you're transparent, and you talk about why something works. And I think that is a super sexy way to attract and to serve people that need the answer to that. If I need sleep, and you can tell me something you did to help you sleep or rest better, that's awesome. Oh, I may have lost you again. If you can hear me, Heather, if you can log off and log back on again. I'm so sorry, everyone. The technical difficulties are really challenging today. We have had so much trouble today on this the app that we're using, and I don't know if it's I don't know what the cause is, but don't give up, because you need to know what she's got to say. Okay, I'm sorry, I lost you again.
I'm back.
Yay.
And I was just saying that I think that what you were saying a sexy ingredient to business is transparency and integrity and walking in honesty with the people that we're serving. And I think that is a high value for me. And I'm so glad that it is something that other people can observe in me.
Well, you are so bubbly, and you are, I mean, you have a great personality anyway, but you couple that with your I call it want to serve, and your willingness to, even if it's not to sell your product, you're still giving people the information they need. Even if they never buy anything, you're still showing up on your page and you're still giving value every day.
Hey, that's the absolute way I want to do it, because really, when it comes down to it, people are worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, I want to talk a little bit about your background, though, because you've been serving a long time, and you started as a young girl serving. Like, you learned very young what that looked like, I think.
Absolutely. I was actually just sharing on my own personal page about serving, and I've been with an organization for the last 30 years, and my primary job is serving. But the whole heart of serving started when I was about 12 years old, and I went on a service trip, a mission trip with my family, and it was there doing washing or washing machine.
Like young girl serving. I'm trying to see if I can still hear you or see if you're still speaking. I've lost the audio again. I think maybe you're frozen again, Heather. I'm sorry. We get really good at logging on and logging back on, logging off and logging back on.
This is building tenacity in us.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
oh my goodness, I think you're off again. If you can hear me, maybe everyone else. Oh no, I just heard you again. Start with the 12-year-old part, because I only got that sentence and then the audio went away.
Okay. So my heart for serving started when I was 12 years old. My family went on a service trip, a mission trip, and we served in Mexico. And there at 12 years old, I was doing laundry and playing with kids and helping my mom cook food. But it was there in that place that something deep in my heart resonated. And I said, and I made an intentional decision that day that this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, because it truly lights my fire. And so it was at 12 years old when I made that decision. And I mean, fast forward many years, and I entered into an organization where I have been culturally for the last 30 years. And it has been an amazing adventure. And I'm actually new to, social media space as far as bringing what I have to offer. But it's so exciting because it gives me a platform to even go broader with the things that I feel like I have to offer to people. So it's been really good.
Well, I heard you say one day, and I thought it was amazing that you make a point to actually pray over the ones that watch you and the ones that are on there. You actually, made a commitment out loud on Facebook Live that you were going to pray over them that day. And I thought, what a major commitment. What a blessing to have someone. I was on live that day. And I thought it made me feel awesome to know that the rest of the day I was like covered in your prayers even.
It's actually something that I feel very strong about. And I love praying for people. And it's been actually part of the way that I serve, that I get to pray. So I think if I have the privilege to be online, to be watching me, then I want to offer them something even greater, because you don't know where people are, where they are emotionally, physically, financially, and what their needs are. And so if I can cover them in prayer, it is a small thing that I can do for them, but it has great, great possibilities.
Mm. And that's just a great example of your servant's heart. Like, I do think that in business, the top leaders, I am associated with some, direct selling companies. I don't have any of them. Like, I don't sell for any of them, but I've done training for like the high level leaders. And that is one of the things that they do on a daily basis is they serve. And I think it's 60, like, don't quote me on this. This is a princess problem. I forget sometimes my quotes, like my statistics, but I think it's 60% or better of all women who make 6 figures or above are in a direct selling company. They're in a multi-level marketing company, a network marketing company, whatever you want to call that.
Right.
That's a huge number.
I think it's a huge numbers, because I got a princess problem too. But I think that you're probably dead on or very close to that, and I think that those who serve are gonna have a greater funnel of finances coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, I'm a proponent of entrepreneurship, whatever that looks like, because some people are just absolutely, they need the structure that a network marketing company comes with. And I just heard one of the girls from our class, we're in a class together, Heather and I are in Lights, Camera, Branding with Tiffany Bymaster and Coach Glitter, aka Coach Glitter. And I just heard one of our fellow students or classmates talk about that was her actually entry into what she does now. Was she had started selling something she doesn't even sell anymore, but it was the entry level into the self-development. And she was saying that she used to make fun of people for like reading those kind of books, and now she's all about it. And I thought that was awesome.
Where your journey is going to take you, it's the consistent. What does Tiffany say in our class? It's the action, creates the movement towards getting things done. And I think if we're consistent with using what's put before us, it may not be the end result. We may not be with that company forever, but it might get us going in the direction that we need to be going in, and it might be building our confidence, building even a customer base or a relationship base.
Mm-hmm. I think you're so right, because one of the things that came through this class for me was clarity. I already had a lot of clarity, but it's like I had some light bulb moments during this this short time we've been together and realized even more of what fuels my fire. And I love the fact that you just even say the word service to you and you like light up. Like you can tell that you are super passionate to be a blessing to people. And I love that.
Thank you. It is definitely high value. And I think when I realized that it was a value for me, and that the things that are high values in our life, that when we walk in them, how powerful it is, you know? And I think that's been a part of my self-discovery too, knowing what lies within me, you know, and it's okay if it's different from somebody else, and that's what makes it even more powerful.
Yes. And
I do love serving.
But discovering the power in your serving is really, again, a very sexy thing, because you can serve no matter what. One of the things I got really clear on during this class in particular was just the fact that I love collaboration. That's my thing, that you can ignite my fire in like quickly if we start talking about doing something together. Because I obviously am a pack animal or a herd animal. I want to run in a pack or a herd. I want to I want to have a pack of princesses, you know. But that motivates me so much that, you know, that's one of the reasons that I do these interviews, is because of that very underlying thing that I never really pulled to the top and looked at. And I think watching you do your videos, I think that's what's come to light for you, is serving underlies everything for you. I mean, it comes off so precious.
Thank you so much. But I totally agree with that whole collaboration thing. It's because what we personally shine in connects with what the other person shines in, and how together we might be doing different things, but we can come together and shine even brighter.
Yes. And, you know, I think that's what it's all about, is, you know, that light attracts. I still go back to, because I don't know if you know this or not, but one of the things we teach is that a sexy business attracts people. You don't chase people. And I think that that's what you're doing, is you're attracting people to you that are the right people, you know, and being more concerned with the quality of people that you're attracting versus the great number of people, I think is a really important part, because you can't serve everyone, but you can serve those that will let you. Like, I think that's another big part, is they have to let you.
You are absolutely right. And that comes into play with us as business owners. A very sexy part of business is knowing your healthy boundaries and knowing when to say yes to things and when we need to back off. But I would so say that we want, I want people to be attracted to my page and to what I'm doing. And I want it to be a natural, organic fit. And like you said, I want them to want and need what I have to offer. And that's why we come together.
Well, you know, one of your statements is that you are there on your page for the people who will be their own wellness pursuers. Like, you can't want more than they want it. So you can tell them this is what you do if you want to sleep better. But if they don't actually go do it, that actually turns into not being your flavor. Like, that's not, if they don't let you help them by telling them the things that they need to do or trying different things, then they're not going to be the ones that sustain your business either. And that's not being snobby princesses. That's being just real. That's, the truth is not always pretty, but
you're right about that.
You can't spend all your time, being chasing people that don't want to hear what you're doing. It's the ones that allow us into serving. And serving will make a very big distinction here. We should have done this. I should have done this in the beginning. Serving is not letting people use you improperly. That is not what serving looks like.
True. True.
Do you have anything to say about that? Because I think it's really important that we really make a clear picture of what it looks like, because some people have spent their lives giving what they didn't have, and then they end up bankrupt either in their health, their finances, their spirit, and then they end up not being able to help anyone.
That's exactly right. And I think we have to understand, as people who serve, that we can only give so much. And then it's the other person's responsibility to enter in and to come for what we're offering. That's exactly what you're saying. We have something that is part of our responsibility, but it's knowing where our responsibility ends and their responsibility begins, And I think that that's where we're going to find our tribe. It's the people who are wanting to take responsibility for their wellness, because when it comes down to it, I can't make people well, really. Even if I was a doctor, I can't make people well. People have to make a choice to be well. And even when they go to the doctor, they have to make a choice to do the things that he's suggesting. And so I would agree with that. That is a very, very sexy part of business to say, hey, this is my responsibility and this is what I have to offer. And it's here. It's for you, but you have to take responsibility for your own actions.
I love it. I think that's one of the things that I love about your pages. I love how you put things. Like, I'm a simple princess. I can't do complicated. So if you give me this, giant 12-step formula, I can just tell you up front, I won't even remember the past 3. It's just who I am. But some of the tips that you give are so simple, and it's something that, anybody can do to improve their health, and anybody can do to choose. I guess that's the thing, to choose to do better. And I don't think any of us have arrived, but we do have to choose to do better. And most of my super high level princess friends that are amazing and making a huge difference in the world, they're serving, and they're they're also making a lot of money. I mean, business is about making money, and they're doing all those things, but I can tell you they're caring for their health also. They are not neglecting their wellness.
And I think that is so important. And I think that when we neglect our wellness, it's going to show in our business. And that's what I want to do. I want to present something that's simple. Because when you start to make things complicated, people are going to write you off immediately because people don't like to do complex things when they're having to make micro adjustments in their life, Yes. What can I do today that I can start implementing? And that's why I'm like that. I like simple things. Hey, I can add an extra glass of water to my life, to my routine. I can add 30 minutes of sunshine Those are easy things.
Yes.
And you know, maybe for some it's not easy, but that's what I want to present. I want to present simple things to make those micro adjustments in your life a little bit more appealing.
Yes. And you give simple instructions with like actionable steps. And I love that part because you can't make it complicated and you can't make it, too big or I won't do it. I mean, I'm just being honest. I feel like that's one of the things that if we would all get real about it, we're all busy. And I want to be well. I want to take good care of my health. But the truth is, if you give me an elephant to eat, I told Tracy Randall, one of my friends yesterday, that if you give me an elephant to eat, I'm going to choke every time, every single time. But she is encouraging me right now to drink more water. Just as simple as that. And I laugh because I think you shouldn't have to tell a 51-year-old princess to drink water. But that is exactly what I need to be doing more of.
And you're going to be amazed. You are going to be amazed at what that little bit of extra water is going to do for you, you know? I mean, what it's going to do for your brain, what it's going to do for your alertness. It's going to be hydrating you. You're going to feel so much better. And that was just a simple. So your friend that shared that information is super sexy and super smart for telling you to add that glass of water or a little bit of extra water to your day.
I so agree. And I love the fact that you're using sexy now because I think that should be a contagious word.
I love it.
Well, we are actually out of time. Time goes so quick when we're having fun and we're doing like such great conversations. And every time I do an interview, I say this, but I mean it. I hate ending them because the conversation is so good. But thank you so much for coming on today and being a part of, the awesome sauce for my tribe because they need to know you. If you are out there and we need to get you in the comments so that they can go to your page and like your page and follow you.
I would love that. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been a joy, and it's been so fun interacting even with the technical difficulty. We persevered, we did it, and you have been a joyful, amazing interviewer.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, if you're listening to us, we will make sure we get in the comments this beautiful lady's information, Heather Meades, and Everyday Wellness. This is Kim White with the My Sexy Business Team, and we are definitely here to serve you and help you create sexy businesses for sexy lives like Ms. Heather Meades does. So thank you guys for being on with us.